Hey everyone! So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to create a maker space in your classroom. The activity that my students did when completing the activity that I'm showing you on the website is a compare and contrast activity using Malala's speech at the United Nations and her interview with Diane Sawyer. Both of those items are found in the My Perspectives textbook. So the first thing that they had to do is take their own ideas, find their own similarities and differences between the two texts that were about Malala and write them on their desks. And yes, I had them actually write on their desks with a dry erase marker, which woke them up immediately in class. The next thing that I had them do was go back to the text or back to the video and find direct evidence from the video or the text that pertained to the item that they had written on the desk. So they ended up with a multitude of items written on desks and a multitude of items written on sticky notes. Then they had to arrange the sticky notes in the proper place on the desk. After they were done with that, they were told to then explain why they picked that piece of evidence to support the detail that they had come up with. The explanation that they come up with had to be then taped or stuck down on the desk next to the quote and next to the item that they all pertain to. So in the end, they have 3 or 4 well-written sentences that could have made up a really good critical response question or even a paragraph for some of my more high flyers when it comes to writing. This activity took the entire class period, and again, there was no finish line. When a student finished one portion, I pointed them to something else. If they had found an item, a piece of evidence, and an explanation for 5 different things, then I would have them go back and find one more. You know, they could constantly keep going. But at the same time, I was correcting them. I was telling them, you know, this isn't as strong a piece of evidence as what you have over here. Let's move this sticky note to maybe the similarities instead of a difference. Like, this might not be a difference. So they were constantly moving, constantly questioning what they had already written. And it was also a group activity. They really enjoyed talking to each other about what they were putting on the sticky notes and on the colored pieces of paper. At the end of the activity, I went around and took pictures of all the groups of desks so that I had artifacts of their work and how they did. But again, this was not an assessment day. This was a get up and spend the entire class period learning day. This was all about learning the activities. This was all about learning the material to then be assessed at a later point. You can do this same activity or very similar activities in a different way just to get the students up and moving and thinking about English in a different and exciting way.